You know what? I don't feel like listening to that this week because I got a hangover and a bangover at the same time from last night. God damn. That's why I'm drinking coffee at 6 p.m. I came home.
Did you get beat up?
God damn. Well, okay, so this is Judas Priest. It's an old band, right?
So there wasn't a big mosh pit.
Well, there's seats. Yeah, so yeah,
for old people.
Yeah, right.
For old people.
Okay, like if you go to a Judas Priest show or an Iron Maiden show, like there's people there from 8 to 80. Okay,
like, there's people with walkers and stuff like that.
Yes. People who can barely get around, but they're like, yeah, Judas Priest. Oh, but holy shit. I drank.
That actually encourages me.
It
knows that when I'm 80, I can still rock out.
Dude, the guy I was sitting next to, it had to have been in his 60s, okay? He flew in from Denver for this show.
Wow.
Because they're not touring in the West yet, yet, I guess. So he flew from Denver to Atlanta to see that show last night. And I got to talking to him a little bit. He's seen Judas Priest like 30 or 40 times. He's seen Iron Maiden like over 100 times.
Wow.
And we just
that guy's true.
Yeah. We just got to talking about all the different shows we've been to and everything. He was a cool guy. In his 60s, just flying all over the country to see shows. He's probably
sounds like a glamorous life.
Yeah. He's probably retired, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like a glamorous life to me.
Yeah, for real. He took a flight. He took an Uber over to the show, and he said his flight left at 7 a.m. this morning.
Wow.
And the show ended at like 10:30, so he had to be on a flight at 7 a.m.
Dang.
Oh my God! But yeah, I drank. I banged my head a lot. Yeah, Judas Priest and Sabaton. It was a good show.
So we got some layered of hate.
Oh man, we got. I tell you, man, I was surprised by this. I didn't think so many people would take up for Jade Cargill.
Yeah, we've coined a term, the Cargill Crybabies.
The Cargill Crybabies. Let's see if we got any new hate since last night.
I saw somebody said that she was like the best wrestler in the WWE or some nonsense like that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we do this real quick?
Yeah.
This is the Lariat of Hate.
All right. So, yeah. Now, a couple people agreed with us, and we did get some likes, but we got more dislikes. Yeah.
So we're about to get some more.
Yeah. But yeah, most people were disagreeing with this. Somebody said she was good in the ring. Bianca is working longer for WWE, but Jade is one of the best performers in the ring.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the comment I was talking about.
Yeah. But Jade is one of the best performers in the ring.
Does this person even watch wrestling?
That's the thing. I'm like, are y'all? Is this some what's it called, multiverse shit? Are we crossing universes here? Is there another universe where this match was good?
I mean, the match was a stinker.
Here's the thing. I don't blame anybody else except Jade for that match. Okay. All the parts that didn't have Jade in it, I thought were fine.
Yeah.
But when Jade got in there, it just
stunk.
Right. Yeah. Just. Oh, my God.
Jim Cornette.
Okay. Yeah. Jim Cornette. Like, what the? Again, did he watch the same match as we did?
On the experience. He compared them to the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Bianca and Jade.
Yeah. The Road Warriors. And also, who? Luger and Wyndham?
Luger and Wyndham, Brian Last compared them to Luger and Wyndham.
Yeah.
Saying that Jade was like a young Lex Luger.
Okay. I wasn't watching wrestling during that time. So if you want to give us some details of a young Lex Luger, compare him to Jade Cargill. Well, I know they both look great. Right?
Yeah.
The body.
That was the thing that Lex Luger had, is he had the body.
Yeah.
And through a large part of his career, he was kind of unfairly pushed as like WCW's alternative to Hogan. Hell, even when he went to the WWE, he was being pushed like the alternative to Hulk Hogan because they were trying to phase out the old stars and phase in the new stars. And,
Okay.
you had the Lex Express and all that kind of stuff back in 93. Not 93, 94.
Okay.
I don't understand. I just don't understand the whole thing.
I mean, Cornette was carrying on about the look, and we stated that last week. Yes, they have the look. We know that. They look great together. But they get in the ring, and Bianca has to pretty much carry the match, which Cornette acknowledged. He pretty much acknowledged that.
Yeah.
But he's still praising the whole thing. And it takes two. It's a tag team. It takes two to make this work. I don't get it.
I stand corrected. It was 93 for Lex Luger. I was right.
Okay.
I should trust my own. I get it wrong sometimes by 1 year. I'm off by 1 year when things happen. So, when Lex Luger first started, he was green like anybody else.
Right.
He had a lot of potential, though.
Yeah.
And you could see the potential, and he had the body.
Yeah.
And that was really important for the NWA back then because before the WWE started pushing these muscle-bound guys like Superstar Billy Graham, Hogan, Jesse Ventura, Rick Rude, guys like that, Macho Man. A lot of the guys back in the 70s, they were muscular guys, but they weren't like ripped and like huge and swole and all that.
Yeah.
Then wrestling got steroided.
Yeah.
And everything changed after that. So, Lex Luger was one of these guys that could still. I don't know. I don't know Lex Luger's history with steroids. I'm sure he dabbled with them like everybody else did, but he was able to maintain his physique in the wellness era of the WWE, WWF back then. So I do not get the comparison of Jade Cargill, who's been in the industry for years now, who still stinks. She stinks up the place every time she does anything. She doesn't. She did one good move that she probably practiced 50 times.
Yeah.
Okay. and the match, the Road Warriors, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Jim Cornette talked about that when they had the double arm hold on both Bianca and Jade, and they did the slam, like holding them or whatever, the gotch slam, whatever it's called.
Yep.
That was one of the worst spots in the whole entire match because Bianca was selling it like her arm was getting ripped off, and Jade was just laying there, like dead.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, to me, it just showed how bad Jade is, that she can't sell. She don't know how to sell unless she was told not to sell. Then maybe the Road Warriors analogy would make sense because Hulk didn't know how to sell. But that was kind of his thing. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably knew how to sell. He just didn't.
Right.
So, but I mean, the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
I really think that Jim Cornette just hates everything in AEW.
Yeah.
And if it comes to WWE, his opinion changes. He's basically the WWE version of what's his face? Meltzer.
Meltzer. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say that about anybody taking up for Jade right now. If this happened in AEW and we bashed Jade while she was in AEW, people would be agreeing with us.
Yeah.
I think we would get majority likes because she was in AEW. Unfortunately, we didn't talk about her while she was in AEW. We should have, so we'd have comparison.
See, the thing is, bad wrestling's bad wrestling.
Right. Yes, thank you. Yes, well said. Well said.
Wherever it's at.
It's bad wrestling wherever it's at. Right. And here's the thing. I didn't see anybody say this, but I thought one of the comments we would get was something along the lines of, well, what do you guys know? You're not wrestlers. But nobody said that. Okay. I think that if you're a wrestling fan and you've been watching it for a long time, you know good wrestling when you see it, and you know bad wrestling when you see it.
Yeah.
Whether or not you can do it, okay?
Well, I mean, if you're going to make that argument, well, nobody can have an opinion about wrestling.
Right,
Don't get on YouTube and start commenting on wrestling videos.
Right.
You're not allowed to have your opinion either.
Right.
I mean, what are you, a professional amateur wrestling podcast journalist? Like I am?
We kind of shut down this podcast because we're not journalists. We don't have a degree in
I am a
journalism.
journalist. I'm a broadcast journalist. Bobby Heenan, reincarnated.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, Cargill Crybabies.
Oh, my God. Yeah, people say, oh, you're not a wrestler. You can't have an opinion. I mean, well, I'm not a politician. I guess I might as well just give up my voter registration card and quit voting.
Right.
I mean, gosh.
Oh, my God.
And in my experience, even when you are a professional, people don't listen to you half the time.
They're right, yeah.
So,
Yes.
so I mean.
Oh, man, yes. Oh, man, yes. I'm sure you and I see that both in our jobs a lot.
Yeah.
So
okay, here's the thing, though. I respect Jim Cornette's opinion a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where he's coming from with this.
I don't either.
Luger and Wyndham.
Yeah.
The Road
the
Warriors.
Road Warriors. What the fuck? Really? I mean, I get it. They have the look, but it's like he's just letting that overshadow everything.
Well,
He's basically saying nothing else matters. They have the look.
well, I've been trying to figure this out too because Vince ain't around anymore.
Uh-huh.
So he's all about the look. Mm-hmm. But I guess Triple H is too. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You know the way to say it. He's had a history with muscular women.
Right.
Stephanie isn't one, but
Yeah.
if you go before Stephanie,
Right.
There's a muscular woman that appears,
Right.
that he had a relationship with, and it caused that woman to have a struggle because of Stephanie's jealousy to get into the Hall of Fame for ages. It wasn't about the porn. China didn't get into the Hall of Fame because there was bad blood between her and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I'm just saying it right now. And how do I know that? Because it's my opinion.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's my theory on it. They blamed it on porn. That was the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Especially when they actively pursued porn.
Yeah.
But I'm getting off track here. Triple H likes muscular bodies.
Yeah.
And Jade's got one.
Yeah.
And he's pushing for it.
Yeah.
He recruited her because of this.
Yeah.
And the WWE did.
Yeah.
And they thought, and I thought, I said certainly the Performance Center that gets all these people into wrestling shape
Yeah.
can work with Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Well, they took her out of the oven too quickly.
Yeah. Yep.
She stinks. She's rotten.
And you know what's crazy? I mean, I will acknowledge that I think she's a phenomenal athlete. Okay. She was a college basketball player.
I don't doubt
bodybuilder.
I don't doubt that.
Turned
either.
wrestler.
I doubt that
should get. But I'm saying she should get this. It actually doesn't make sense that she hasn't got it yet.
But Lance, there's the thing though. Wrestling is a lot more than athleticism, though.
It's true.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's a great part of it.
Yeah.
But like look at Cody Rhodes or whatever. Whenever he sells,
Yeah.
like his facial expressions, like he's looking like he just needs the fans to cheer a little bit louder. If they would just cheer a little bit louder, he can get the energy to get back on his feet and keep fighting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not something you learn on a basketball court.
Right.
That's not something you learn in a gym.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But you can point at other people who were high level athletes that got it, like Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle was an exception, though.
Yeah.
Historically, people that had really extensive amateur wrestling or Greco-Roman style. I've always hated the term amateur wrestling.
Yeah,
because I mean it is wrestling.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It seems insulting to me.
Yeah.
I'll call it Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah.
People that have had extensive Greco-Roman wrestling backgrounds.
Yeah.
Have historically not done good in wrestling, and especially before him.
Okay.
It got better after him, but even still, it hasn't gotten that great because think of how many people that had an extensive Greco-Roman background became big stars since.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, that's it.
Yeah.
And he's a lot more than just a Greco-Roman wrestler.
Wait, Shelton Benjamin.
He didn't ever win the world title.
But was he good?
He was great.
Okay.
He should have won the world title.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying like, whether or not they won a world title. I'm just saying, were they good in the ring? Did they sell? Did they do what they were supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, Shelton Benjamin did. Chad Gable is another example.
Okay, yeah.
He's had a push lately.
Yeah.
But because he's small, he'll never get the big push.
Yeah.
But he's great. Even though that gimmick, I agree with Jim Cornette on that one too. The gimmick of the shoosh.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
It's dumb.
But they had to give him. It's like he went to like the random gimmick box and like pulled that out. And that was his gimmick.
Yes.
And said, okay, that's it.
When I decided I was going to start watching WWE again, that was like one of the first things I saw, and I'm like, you have got to be fucking kidding me.
The shoosh?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like, this is not a good way to start me out watching WWE again.
No, it's not. And it's sad because it's a world-class, great wrestler.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Shelton Benjamin can sell. Chad Gable can sell.
Yeah.
You put them in an arm hold, you believe that they're being hurt.
Yeah.
Or I mean, of course, you know they're not being hurt. But you can suspend your disbelief.
Right.
When I watched Jade Cargill just lay there, I couldn't suspend my disbelief. It was so obvious that she was just laying there waiting to get into position to do her slam.
Yeah. This is one thing I kind of realized from all this. When professional wrestling is done well, it looks real.
Yeah.
When somebody screws up like that, it's exposing the business.
Right.
It's like if I'm standing, 10 feet away from you and I throw a punch and you sell it, it's like, well, that's bullshit,
Yeah.
It's like that. And I'm going to go to what Bubba Ray has been saying lately. He's had a couple really good takes lately on this. And if you go and listen to that, you will see that Jade is not doing what he's talking about. You know the video I sent you about registering.
We talked about
selling.
that last week, I think, a little bit.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you listened last week, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Jade's just not. It's like, I think you got to have a little bit of intuition on how to do this from the beginning. Okay, and you're not just going out there dominating somebody, which maybe that's the problem that legitimate, I don't want to use the word legitimate, but, athletes in other sports, when they come to wrestling, maybe they just don't get that when somebody throws a punch at you, a kick at you, slams you, you need to sell it.
Yeah.
There's got to be some intuition there, I think. And if you don't already have that, maybe you're just not going to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's it.
Well, I mean, look at other athletes that transferred over to the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Ronda Rousey, I wasn't a fan, but she could actually wrestle.
Yeah.
I mean,
did she sell?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, of course, she had this dominant gimmick from the get-go, so there wasn't a lot of opportunities to sell.
As does Jade.
But there was never a moment in a Ronda Rousey match that I was like, that just looks fake as hell.
Okay.
Even though I never really liked her, I was not a fan. I felt like she was getting overpushed, and it was just because of her UFC, stardom.
Yeah.
I will say this about Ronda Rousey though. She did do the job at the very end for Shayna Baszler, her friend. Now, granted, it was a stinker of a match because it was UFC rules, and the fans were just bored out of their mind because they were fighting like it was a UFC match. But
I don't think that can be done well.
No,
they did that. They did that in AEW one time. It was what's the guy in AEW? He was also a wrestler previously. He wrestled at Oklahoma, the really tall guy. He was Jack Swagger in WWE.
Jack Hager?
Jack Hager, yeah. Jack Hager and Wardlow
had a UFC match.
Had an MMA fight in AEW.
That's awful.
And it just does not look. You cannot do that and make it look good.
I mean, they had Ken Shamrock versus Owen in the
Lion's Den.
The Lion's Den. That wasn't good.
No.
And
also that thing just looked weird.
Yeah.
Like they hardly had any room to move around.
So there's never been a good instance of MMA being portrayed in wrestling.
Yeah.
So quit. And there's never been a good instance of boxing being portrayed in wrestling. So quit.
And why would you have a legitimate MMA fighter do a gimmick MMA fight and lose?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
At least when AEW did it, Jack Hager won.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he's the MMA fighter.
Well, Shayna Baszler is also a MMA fighter.
Oh, too. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, she had an extensive MMA background.
All right. But yeah, I just got I just keep thinking back to what Bubba Ray's been saying lately. I think he's absolutely right. He needs to be. I don't know if you heard him. He said he has offered to help AEW for free.
Really?
Yes. He
what
offered
an insult.
for free. He said, "I will help you guys for free." And then he said, "If you guys think I'm just bucking," okay, this was like right after WrestleMania. You remember he did the special guest referee spot. He said, "If you think I'm bucking for a job when I just performed in front of 72,000 people, you're out of your fucking mind." And everything Bubba Ray's been saying, yeah, he could help AEW, I think.
I'm sure.
And recently he brought up, I think it was either last Wednesday or the Wednesday before. It was a match between Orange Cassidy and Trent, I think. I might be wrong on that, but that doesn't matter. Point is, Orange Cassidy took a pile driver on the steel steps and got up in like 15 seconds.
What?
Yeah. And Bubba Ray lost his fucking mind over it. And I don't blame him. That is fucking ridiculous.
That is.
You took it, okay, if you take a regular pile driver on the mat, maybe you get up later, but he was saying if you take it on the steel steps, that's supposed to be like putting you out of commission. He should have been carried off on a stretcher after that.
Yeah.
But instead he pops up in like 15, 30 seconds.
I mean, hell, even the video game I'm playing, WWE 2K24,
yeah,
my character got choke slammed on the steps.
Yeah.
Like the top part moved off and it's just the base of the steps.
Yeah.
And my character was done.
But yeah.
Even a video game knows that, Lance.
Yeah.
My God. Okay, let's. Have we done talked enough about the Cargill Crybabies?
I guess.
Okay. There's two other topics I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
One of them is something I've been keeping up a little bit more with AEW.
Okay.
Adam Copeland challenging Malakai Black.
Yeah.
To a barbed wire cage match.
Yes.
And Ric Flair revealing that he had a heart attack.
Right.
When he passed out 3 times.
Yeah.
He had a heart attack in his last match. Mm-hmm. These two things are related.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Okay. So I'm going to go back a little bit here. Okay. Mm-hmm. David Arquette.
Okay.
We all know the story.
Yeah.
I'll repeat it just for anybody that doesn't know.
Yeah.
He's an actor that was given the WCW World Title in the what was it, early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 99. I can't remember, but one of those. It was towards the death of WCW. He was given the WCW World Heavyweight Title.
Yeah.
and in a sham of a match and never lived it down until he went back into wrestling like 20 years later and had a successful indie career.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually made it to the PWI 500. Okay.
Yeah.
But one of the things that he did, his old ass did, was fight a death match with the bank addicted drug robber.
I don't know this. I don't know about this.
You don't know about this?
I know he wrestled, but I don't know about the bank addicted drug robber.
You don't know about? You didn't see the documentary about You Can't Kill David Arquette?
I know about it, but I haven't watched it.
You have not seen the documentary You Can't Kill David Arquette.
I have not watched it, no.
Okay. So David Arquette,
Damn.
he wrestled in like Mexico and like really got the redeemed himself in the eyes of wrestling fans with his indie career.
Yeah.
Wrestling just purely indie circuit.
Yeah.
And of course, what is on the indie circuit? Death matches.
Yeah.
And bank addicted drug robbers. You never heard Jim Cornette call him that?
No.
I'm talking about Nick Gage, who showed up in AEW.
Yeah, I know Nick Gage, but I didn't know that was his name.
Because he robbed a bank and he's on drugs or something. Maybe he robbed the bank to get drugs. I don't know. Spent time in prison. So,
I'm just fucking losing it right now.
that's what Jim Cornette calls him. This guy, he makes sense to your life if you insult him.
Oh, I'm sweating.
Okay.
Damn, I'm crying. Oh.
So David Arquette gets into a death match with the bank addicted drug robber. Okay. Yeah. I can't remember how it happened.
Okay.
But
oh my God.
David Arquette's neck gets punctured.
Okay.
In the death match.
This sounds like some the guy with New Jack.
Yeah.
It's starting to sound like that.
What was it? Mass transit incident. Yeah. Okay. So David Arquette next gets sliced open.
Okay.
Okay. Like legitimately.
Yeah.
There's blood just pouring out of his neck.
Yeah.
He applies pressure to it.
Yeah.
He leaves the ring in a state of panic.
Yeah.
But David Arquette, in an amount of dedication that I can't understand from anybody that's mentally sane.
Okay.
Went back into the ring with his neck bleeding out to quickly finish the match.
Yeah.
So they did a quick finish of the match, and then David Arquette quickly leaves the ring and rushes to the back. They rush him to the hospital. He's in the back seat bleeding out of his neck.
Yeah.
He nearly dies before he gets medical treatment. Okay?
Yeah.
You really need to watch the documentary.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
It's fucking amazing.
Okay, I gotta watch it.
Okay, and you see the evolution of David Arquette starting to try to wrestle, and his wife is like, "What are you doing? You're dying in the ring."
Yeah,
which of course after that match he said no more death matches.
Right.
Okay. All right, so. Someone like David Arquette shouldn't have been fighting a death match.
Right.
I understand why he did it. Because he was just panned by wrestling fans, including me, for 20 years.
Yeah.
Because of what had happened in WCW.
Right.
And he was willing to do anything to redeem himself.
Right.
I can understand that.
Okay.
I can understand that. Why is Adam Copeland doing that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ric Flair gets in the ring.
I will say this though. I don't think that Adam Copeland's going to get his neck split open and almost die.
But this is AEW. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to get that in a minute.
Okay.
Ric Flair apparently had a heart attack when one of the times he passed out 3 times in one match in his last match.
Yeah.
In his 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. I can actually understand why Ric Flair did that.
Okay.
The man wants to die in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. And he almost did.
And you look at it, what does Ric Flair have aside from wrestling?
Right. Yeah.
He wasn't a good father. Mm-hmm. He wasn't a good husband.
Right.
He's not a good car shield salesman. He's not a good rapper. But he's the greatest professional wrestler of all time.
How's his energy drinks doing?
God only knows. But Ric Flair is the greatest wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
So I understand Ric Flair just not caring if he dies in the ring.
Right.
He probably regrets that he didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is Adam Copeland doing this match? I really hope they're cutting the barbs off the barbed wire.
Yeah.
I hope they're not going to have like legitimate barbed wire in this match.
Yeah.
But it's AEW. I don't put anything past them. The only time that wrestlers show they get hurt in AEW is when they're actually hurt, and whenever they do a spot where they're supposed to sell, they don't sell.
All right.
Okay, that's pretty much AEW in a nutshell.
Okay, but we're talking about Adam Copeland. Now, I'm just arguing for the sake of argument here. Okay.
Okay.
But it's Adam Copeland and it's Malakai Black. These are 2 real professionals.
Yes.
Don't you think those 2 could pull it off without making it look stupid and phony? And
that is a good point.
yeah, if it was I don't know, Orange Cassidy and
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy, there you go. Orange Cassidy and Jungle Boy, I'd be like, oh man, this is gonna be shit. But I just think that these 2 can pull it off. Now, if you want to talk about whether the match is a good idea, like storyline wise, or if it makes sense, and that's a whole other argument. But as far as just the match itself, putting those 2 guys in it, I trust them.
I just hope that they're safe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they will be. I don't think they're gonna talk it out. They're gonna go over it. They're gonna go in there knowing what to do.
But like when I saw Adam Copeland get pile driven on his head, tombstone or whatever, like within like 3 minutes of being in AEW, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like that is not a move that Adam Copeland needs to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it makes me question Adam Copeland.
Yeah.
What the heck's gotten into him? If he tried to do that spot in WWE, they would have said hell no.
Maybe Adam Copeland's had an itch a long time to do some Outlaw Mud Show shit.
I guess.
I don't know.
I guess. I'm just questioning why. He's got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
He's got a legendary career. He could have retired.
Yeah.
And been a backstage person. And he's out here, I'm hopefully not going to be bleeding out of his neck pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, I think I think part of it is he legitimately wants to help AEW. I believe that's part of it. Maybe he believes it's good to have 2 good wrestling promotions at the same time. Now, whether or not he's succeeding in that, that's another thing. But I just feel like he really wants to help them do that. I would like to know his true feelings on things because he's going to promote AEW. He's in the company. Well, but I would like to know his true feelings on the status and Tony Khan and the like.
Well, for the price of an entire meal, you can get the new season pass on AEW Fight Forever that includes Adam Copeland. So he's trying to help out the game. That you can buy for $10 at Walmart. The DLC costs more than the game does.
Oh my God, you're right. I thought it was like $4 or something. I thought I saw somewhere that was like $4. No, I'm talking about the game.
Oh,
I thought I saw
that.
somewhere that the game.
$4?
I could have sworn I saw somewhere that the game was like $4 somewhere.
I haven't
can't
seen
remember
that.
where
I've
it
seen
was.
$10.
Maybe it was fake news, but I could have swore I saw it was $4 somewhere. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is the match itself is a good idea storyline wise, but I trust those two guys to pull it off. That's all I'm saying.
I will admit this though.
Okay.
Lance. Okay. I got to be fair here. I did pick this out because my first reaction was like, "Why the hell are they doing this?" I want to see it. Like, is Adam Copeland going to be bleeding out of his neck?
Well, this might be. It might turn out good, like the Adam Page and Swerve Strickland death match.
Yeah,
it
might.
It might be on that level. We don't know.
But why is Adam Copeland in a match like that still?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying. He's 50. He doesn't need to be doing this.
No,
but he can do it. He can do it.
Well, David Arquette could do it too, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, but I'm not going to compare David Arquette to Adam Copeland. I mean, I trust Adam Copeland over David Arquette, and who else were we just talking about?
Bank addicted drug robber.
Yeah, him. God damn. Yeah, I trust Adam and Malakai to pull this off.
But Lance, you really need to see. You Can't Kill David Arquette.
Okay, I will watch it. I'll try to get that in before next week.
Lance, hear me out.
Okay.
It's the best wrestling documentary I've ever seen.
Okay.
Hands down.
All right.
Because, I mean, it tells a story.
Okay.
Like, the only one that comes close might be Beyond the Mat.
Okay. Now, did they shoot this is it shot where they're just kind of like talking about it afterwards, or was there like a lot of footage while it was happening?
This was during, like, you see him like training,
okay,
and everything,
and you see him in the car going to the hospital with his neck bleeding.
Yeah, that's like
Okay.
it's like watching an episode of Cops.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, like they're in the car with him, like with blood coming out of his neck.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this in before next week, and I'll report back next week on my thoughts on this. This is be my homework for the week.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but as far as the barbed wire cage match, I trust those two guys to do it, but we'll see.
Well, Lance, it's a little early to be quitting.
I know. I felt like we crammed a lot in, though.
We did. We were kind of nonstop all the way through. We addressed the Cargill Crybabies.
Yes, Cargill Crybabies.
Ric Flair nearly dying in the ring and how I support him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not wishing him death. There's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay, now let me get this straight. You support David Arquette doing what he did in the death match. You support Ric Flair almost dying in the ring, but you don't support Adam Copeland in a barbed wire cage match with Malakai Black.
It just doesn't make sense why he would do it. He doesn't need to do it. Okay. David Arquette needed to do it.
Okay.
Ric Flair needed to do it.
All right.
Why is Adam Copeland doing this?
Okay. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be. I guess I feel like it's not going to be that extreme.
It might not be. I could be wrong about this.
I just have a feeling it might be kind of tame. Although it is a pay-per-view, so somebody's going to gush, right?
Yeah, of course. But I hope it's an intentional blading, not
Yeah,
not
yeah,
an
yeah,
unintentional
yeah.
bleeding.
Right. If it's controlled, then
I hope we're not having like a Sabu where it gets his tricep ripped off and he has to tape it back
Yeah.
on match.
yeah, right. I mean,
With Adam Copeland.
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of talked about this recently. We've been talking about blood lately, where if you get 37 super kicks in a match and nobody bleeds, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So if you're having a barbed wire cage match, it would make sense for somebody to bleed.
Of course, I would think both people would need to bleed in that match.
Okay. But if it's controlled, you're okay with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Or if it's accidental bleeding, but not like bleeding out of your neck.
Right. Almost dying on the way to the hospital.
Yeah. I mean, even the David Arquette thing was taking it too far.
Right.
Okay. Like, the guy has a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Ric Flair even has children.
Yeah.
He shouldn't die in the ring either. But there's a difference, though. Ric Flair's like 70-something. So if he died in the ring, I mean, he lived a good long life, in my opinion.
Right.
Let the man die in the ring if he wants to die in the ring.
Yeah.
Bury him under the ring somewhere. Shit. I don't care.
Bury him where the Dallas Sportatorium used to be.
Yeah.
I can't think of any good place to bury him in Charlotte that's wrestling related, because I mean the Greensboro Coliseum is still there. It's still open. So I don't know.
I don't know. What are they going to do with Ric Flair's body when he dies? Like, that's another thing too. Like, what do you do when like famous wrestlers die?
I don't know.
Like big ones.
I don't know.
Or are they going to do like the Hulk Hogan?
I don't know.
What did they do to Andre?
It's a good question.
Dusty. I don't know.
I don't know.
That could be another. If I ever get rich, that could be like another YouTube venture.
Yeah.
Visiting the graves of fallen wrestlers.
Right.
I just, I don't wish death on Ric Flair. Ric Flair's like the greatest wrestler of all time. I would never wish that on anybody.
Yeah.
But if the guy wants to die in the ring, let him die in the ring.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that
Some
note,
people want to die at home.
yeah, that's true, and that's home to him, right?
That's home.
Right.
I mean, that is home to Ric Flair. I mean, he said it that he would love to just die in the ring, just kill over dead.
Yep. Oh man,
A lot of people are going to disagree with me on that.
Yeah. Of course they will. If we've learned anything from this past week. All right. Well, on that note, are we going to wrap it up here?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right. Until next time. Later on.